drink bottles to the
The commitment of this fund is to offer scholarships in Zach's name to a member of the University of Manitoba Bisons men's basketball team. We are grateful to welcome to the court Zach's family, Joanne McKean, who has been a motivating leader in connecting friends and alumni to build the funds for the scholarship, as well as Zach's kids, Georgia and Jacob. We are pleased to announce this year's recipient of the Zach Hirschman's men's basketball scholarship is number 13, Joram Kazai.
I feel.
University of Manitoba campuses and research spaces are located on original lands of Anishinaabe, Aninawiya, Anishinaabe, Dakota Iote, and Dene, and on the national homeland of the Red River Métis. We respect the treaties that were made on these territories. We acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past, and we dedicate ourselves to move forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. We invite all fans to please rise, remove your hats, and welcome Addison Kowalczyk from Living Music Winnipeg School of Music to perform O Canada.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Investors Group Athletic Center. The Manitoba Bisons taking on their rival, the Winnipeg Wesmen. Tonight's game is the Canada West TV Game of the Week. We are live on CBC Sports digital platforms and TELUS Optic Channel 1997. Dan Conway here on the call alongside Kieran Light, and we got Mike Still on the sideline reporting. And today's matchup could not be bigger. Implications for both teams as they're both battling for playoff positioning. 5-4 Manitoba Bisons, 6-3 Winnipeg Wesmen. Their rivalry has obviously gone on forever, and we've seen battles back and forth in the most recent years. Obviously, Manitoba again without Mason Krause in the lineup, still nursing an injury. So it's going to be a big test again for the Bisons to step up and fill his role.
Yeah, and the similarities, Dan, between these two teams, they couldn't be, there couldn't be more of them. I mean, obviously from the same city, it's a natural rivalry. You mentioned that they're both fighting for playoff position. They have a similar record. They've both played the same amount of games. Not only that, but both teams in their last weekend outing last week split their series respectively against the Dinos and against Alberta. These teams are similar in roster construction, not quite the same, not quite the even matchup as Calgary Manitoba was last week in that regard. However, look, these teams are just always eager to go head-to-head. I've come here and I've watched these teams play, obviously here at IGAC, but also at the U of W. It's always an electric game, and you know, as a commentator, obviously I love calling the games, but as a fan, I'm so excited to watch some amazing rivalry basketball.
Yeah, this game could not be bigger for both teams. We mentioned it earlier, how both teams have been back and forth, but at Investors Group Athletic Center, the Westmen have dominated this matchup. They've found a way to steal so many games in this place in recent years. Obviously, Westman graduated a very important player in Sean Moranin, who these fans at Investors Group Athletic Center know very well. He has hit big shot
very well
after big shot against this Manitoba team. Obviously, they've had players now step up into their roles, even bigger roles. So one of the key differences I did want to cover before this game starts is the depth of the Bisons compared to Westman, who legit play a 7-man rotation, and it doesn't go deeper than that. They play 7 players. Truly, they trust those 7 players, and they play big minutes. So
yeah, there's only one over a half a dozen Westman names you're probably going to hear most of us speak in this broadcast. Those names, let's run through them quick. Alexander, you got Gordo, as well as Jero, Ryan Luke, Elijah Mensah, Emmanuel Ugba, Donald Stewart, as well as other guys in that rotation. Look, yeah, the Bisons just have a lot more depth, and Kirby Shep is more comfortable reaching in to his rotation, reaching into his roster than Winnipeg is.
Jero gets it down to Stewart, battling on with O'Hara. Ugba takes it right at Watts with the inside hand. That's going to be a very interesting matchup. Those two so athletic.
Yeah, right. Ugba is, like we've said a couple of times there when before the broadcast started, Ugba is just a very athletic player, a transfer from Carleton. He can do all kinds of things, and defensively, that athleticism that he brings just allows him to match up with so many different kinds of skill sets.
Nice spin move from Nagudi, but can't get the float to go. Now Jero looking to push in transition. They're going to kick it out to Gordo. He's driving now. Ugba again being defended by Watts. Great defense from Manitoba on this possession. Gordo from outside knocks it down.
Yeah, Gordo's feeling really confident after that shot. This is a guy who can hit three-pointers, and when he's hot, Dan, he's hot. And it seems like right now, immediately as this game starts, he is pretty hot.
And the beef between these two teams runs so deep. There's so much. Obviously, all these players very familiar with each other. And there was Gordo there who looked right at O'Hara as he knocked down that triple in his face.
Yeah, and then the familiarity between these teams is well documented. And in that same vein, I want to highlight just how long these Westmen have been playing together. Many of these guys in this 7-man rotation we've talked about have been on this team for 4 years. They've been on, they're in their 5th year. This is a team that has played so much together. I'm expecting to see a lot of just great chemistry. The same is true for the Bisons, obviously, but the Westmen, part of the reason why they've been able to sort of outlast Manitoba at IGAC in recent years, I think, really comes down to their chemistry.
That's right. Both these two extremely experienced teams with huge expectations coming into this year, and they've mostly lived up to it. As Lenz on the inside can't get that finish to go. O'Hara tips it out of bounds there. Winnipeg starting off pretty hot defensively early on.
Yeah, Winnipeg is just up to the task. I mean, a rivalry game in your rival's house. That possession there on both sides, offensively and defensively, just a hustle possession. Didn't quite go the way either team really wanted it to.
Jero, who's been the lead ball handler, taken over since Moranin obviously graduated, but he's shown so much confidence. Obviously had a pretty big role when Moranin was on the team, but it's just gotten bigger as the lead ball handler. Ugba can't get that one to go, but yeah, Jero, top 5 in the nation in assists at 6 a game.
Yeah, he's a very crafty guard. He's shifty. He can get into position really well, and that's sort of why he's top 5 in assists, because he always puts himself in the right spots.
Jarrow now being defended by Lenz. A great matchup between two very athletic and smart guards.
Absolutely.
Jarrow from three gets fouled by Obasoto on the outside.
Yeah, just a good, strong play defensively by Obasoto. Unfortunate that he commits the foul, but I mean, you like to see that kind of defensive aggression here from the Bisons.
Yeah, obviously you don't want to foul three-point shooters, and that's something that Manitoba knows just too well, especially against this Winnipeg team last year in this building during the Westman Classic, or sorry, the Duckworth Challenge. Moranin hit a huge shot and one from way outside on Watts, and that was a huge play in this rivalry, quite frankly.
Yeah, and I mean, it's highlight plays like that, exciting plays like that, that make this matchup so interesting to watch. And it's really part of the reason why this is Game of the Week.
Exactly, here on Canada West TV, CBC, and TELUS, the Game of the Week. So much story between both these two teams. And funny enough, even though, see, at Manitoba, as a student myself and an athlete, everyone kind of feels like, oh, the Westmen dominate Manitoba when it comes to basketball, but that's because they've dominated the matchups here at Investor Group Athletic Center. But Winnipeg actually won both matchups Manitoba won both matchups in Winnipeg last year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these teams are both eager, confident, excited teams, and when they have the chance to go into their rival's house and win, they take full advantage.
Watts looking to attack on the inside with the left. Can't get that one to go. Obasoto down low, cleans it up and gets it to go.
Yeah, Obasoto's going to be a big X factor for him. He's just a great hustle player, making big hustle plays there on offense to get the bucket.
Ugba from three, knocks it down.
Yeah, and there's a versatility there from number 8, Emmanuel Ugba. I mentioned his athleticism, but let's not overlook his skill there. Just the awareness and the technique to put himself in position there as the slip there from his teammate, and he's just able to knock down the clean three.
Lenz looking for the response, gets it to go. A huge shot from Brent Lenz, who we saw had a huge weekend last week.
Yeah, a great basketball so far into this game as these teams are just going back and forth, back and forth. These teams want to respond to each other. All right, you hit a three in my face. Well, guess what? Brent Lenz is there to knock down a triple of his own.
Lenz looking to continue to be aggressive on the inside against Luke. Gets it up, but blocked from Stewart.
Yeah, Donald Stewart is not going to let anything like that fly. Physical mismatch, 2-on-1. He's going to knock that out every time.
Jarrow quickly pushing in transition. Subs here early for the Westmen. Elijah Mensah, who's been one of the best players coming off the bench in the entire nation, averaging just under 12 points a game. And a noteworthy thing I don't think we mentioned is Malachi Alexander out of the lineup tonight. And so that's why we're going to see, I guess, some more depth from the Westmen. Unexpected here, but that's Ashton Uwamaliya. Uwamaliya is
a very important player to this depth of the Westmen, and it'll be interesting here. It'll be interesting here to see how the Westmen change their pace of play, and it's another similarity because obviously, as we mentioned, the Bisons are missing Krause, and we'll be interested to see what that's like.
Watts underneath, trying to go at Ugba. Such a physical matchup between two freak athletes there, and Ugba gets the better of him.
Yeah, a strong physical take there from Watts. It's good offense. It's sound. It's just Ugba had better defense.
Jarrow swinging around. Ball in Ugba's hands now. Shut off by multiple defenders. Mensah from three. Looks like Nagudi got a hand on it, and that's just so impressive from Nagudi. That's a 6'7" stretch forward that he just blocked his shot.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's just like a testament to the kind of physicality and the kind of physique that Nagudi brings to a basketball team. He's arguably one of the most physically versatile players on this Bisons roster that is so deep, as we've talked about. He can do all kinds of things. I'm expecting, and again, as a fan, I really want to see some of these highlight plays that he is capable of making. But once again, they're defensively hustle, the stretch, and just the length of that wingspan, they're able to tip the ball.
Yeah, you mentioned Manitoba's depth is three great bench players sub in. All in the front court, Kazadi, Tong, and Vigilance looking to make their impact felt. Kazadi with the steal underneath.
Yeah, Kazadi is probably, in my opinion, the most physical player between these two rosters. That's not the takeaway from anybody else. Everybody here is capable of strong play.
Step back from Lenz. Can't get that one to go from the elbow. Kazadi cleans it up underneath, can't get it to go, and Luke, who's going to be huge in this matchup, pivotal for the Westmen, and he's one of the guys that really embraces playing underneath, and the Westmen do need that rebounding, especially against all the size that Manitoba's front court has.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was just, I mean, there was two good takes there from Kazadi and from Lenz for Manitoba. I mean, you want to see them have the right touch to be able to get those shots. And I mean, arguably you could say that they probably should have made those. Still, good takes offensively, putting themselves in position. Kazadi able there to fight through the physicality and clean it up on the glass. And then, yeah, like you mentioned, Ryan Luke is just such a big presence down low for for Winnipeg.
Vigilance now being defended by Stewart. Stewart gets a hand in there. They're going to feed Kazadi underneath. Can't get the bounce pass to go, and Manitoba not in a rhythm offensively early. 2 for 11 from the field. First turnover of the game there, but just definitely not in a rhythm. Good job defensively from the Westmen.
Yeah, and also I think another thing to point out is the Westmen are winning the rebound battle right now, 8-5.
Vigilance with the steal. He's looking to push in transition. Numbers for the Westmen. Good stop. Vigilance. What a block. That's Ashton
Awamalia.
Awamalia. I'm going to have some difficulty saying that name, but Jarrow from 3.
Yeah, Kato Jarrow showing why he's something of a spark plug for this U of W team here as he hits the huge 3 after the great athletic block from Ashton. Say it with me now, Awamalia.
Awamalia making his impact felt early on. A huge block on the inside. Westman with the momentum. Lenz driving high off the glass. What a finish from Lenz.
Yeah, Lenz has had a few aggressive drives to the hoop now, and they haven't all worked out. He finally gets that shot high off the glass. There was a great take there.
Mensah now, the 6th man of this team, kicks it to Stewart. He misses the 3. Tong cleans it up. Manitoba, I mean, it's interesting to see as they work it inside, and blocking foul underneath. Kazadi draws the foul, but it's interesting to see. I think this is the first time they've played Winnipeg without Kraus since pre-COVID, so it'll be interesting to see who can play with composure in this matchup, stepping in, filling in for Kraus.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously, we've talked about it a few times now, and it goes without saying, we have seen these teams play each other time and time again, and so we kind of have an understanding of what to expect. But yeah, this is the first time in a long time that the Bisons have gone into this matchup without their star point guard Mason Kraus. So yeah, it is going to be very interesting and exciting here to see how Manitoba approaches this big game here for them. I would expect to see a lot more physicality. I mean, I think that's why Kazadi and Tong are both in. These are 2 players who are capable of fighting through tough situations and can make a lot out of nothing.
Yeah, goes 1 for 2 at the line there. Westman still hold on to a 4-point lead in the first quarter. Gordo feeding Mensah underneath. Mensah going at Tong. Physical inside. Gets a shot rejected there from Kazadi.
Yeah, Kazadi right there knowing where to be and when to be. That was a great pick up there to get the block.
Vigilance now with the ball. Looking to get Kazadi again. They're making it a point to work the ball underneath there, but they're going to call a travel on him.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate travel there from Kazadi, but still, once again, like you mentioned, they are working it to him a lot, which is what I sort of said there when I was talking about what they're going to look like without Kraus. I do expect them to be very physical, and Kazadi is one of their most physical players. He's had a lot of good opportunities. They haven't all fallen right so far, but he's had a lot of good opportunities down low, and I think they'll begin to fall at some point.
Here's Gordo now. Knocked down a big triple early in this contest. Again, the Westmen, they're going to work their bench a bit more now, subbing in all these young guards. Gordo, high off the glass, but can't get the shot to go in time. Shot clock violation. Good defense from Manitoba.
Absolutely great defense. Yeah, denying them any opportunities, whether that's shooting the ball, making an attempt, or just denying passing lanes in order to maybe find another one of those opportunities. And you do that such that you force them to take a bad shot with only a little bit of time left on the clock.
There's Ogwenu, who's seeing his first action of the game. Another player for the Westmen that's going to step up in the absence of Malachi Alexander, their leading scorer for the year. Both teams with 2 pivotal guys missing in the lineup, and it's going to be interesting to see who steps up in this matchup.
Yeah, and I'm really interested to see that matchup there on the perimeter.
Physical matchup early on. Obosoto now looking to work it to Kazadi. Vigilance underneath. Through the contact, can't get that one to go. Good defense from Mensah.
Yeah, absolutely. Mensah there. Sort of like I mentioned with Kazadi on a couple of possessions ago defensively, knowing where to be and when to be. He realized he got beat there by Vigilance, but gets himself in position to force a bad shot.
Jarrow underneath, working the baseline, deflected out of bounds from Obosoto. Ugba's going to check back into this game. Westman now, I mean, it's felt like they've definitely had a bit of control in this game, but still back and forth. Only a 2-point lead. Lenz takes it away on the inbounds pass. He's racing up the floor. Finds Tong. Tong in transition with the dunk.
And those are the exciting plays that we talked about a few times that we see in this matchup. Lenz, just smart defense, jumping the pass, getting that steal into transition, and then Tong showing off his capabilities.
Tong again gets the steal. Ooh, takes a spill out of bounds, but what effort from Manyang Tong. Tong and Lenz there on the connection, like so athletic. They needed that play, the Bisons. They needed something to spark their offense, and that was one right there. You see the feed from Lenz to Tong.
Absolutely, just great on-ball defense there from Tong, and athletic reach there to poke the ball out, and then Tong just slamming it down. You give these Bisons a chance with a highlight play like that, they're gonna take it every time.
Two very athletic teams here, two very evenly matched teams. We're in for a battle. Jarrow on the crossover. Such good handles from him. Shot clock winding down. Mensah. The home crowd getting an advantage from Mookie. Oh my goodness, he saw daylight there on the drive, and he's always chasing the highlight.
Absolutely.
He would have brought this house down.
Yeah, no, Ramogi always chasing the highlight. We love to see that kind of confidence and aggression from a player like him who wants those big-time plays. You said he saw light, daylight, whatever. I think he jumped so high. There might be a hole in the roof. He jumped so high. I'm shocked that he didn't bring that one down.
Yeah, just so athletic. There is so much talent in this matchup.
Absolutely. I mean, this is just a great environment, and lots of fans here today, and just two awesome teams here ready to just go at it.
That's right, a few seconds separating shot clock and game clock here. Westman, interesting to see how they'll close out this quarter. Jarrow being shut off by Tong. Now being defended by Lenz. Nagudi gonna get out there on the perimeter. Gordo with the ball, working it down to Luke. Turns it over. Good defense from Manitoba, and they're fired up.
Yeah, I mean, I said it on the broadcast earlier how much chemistry these Westmen have, and so it speaks volumes when the Bison's defense is able to get Luke and Jarrow to miscommunicate like that, leading to the turnover.
Time winding down. Lenz working right to the rim, high off the glass, gets the finish to go. This place is fired up. Brent Lenz making plays, stepping up big for his team.
Are you kidding me? With 3 seconds left, Brent Lenz just drives, puts his head down right to the hoop, goes up with, I don't know, what was that, 2 Westmen there? High off the glass, through the physical contact. That's exactly the kind of play you want if you're Manitoba going into the second quarter.
Lenz always been an amazing player, obviously, but now he's just getting a bigger and bigger role and more opportunity since Krause has been out of the lineup. He's been shining in these past 3 games.
Absolutely he has, and again, it just speaks to the Bison's depth.
Exactly, a very deep team here, and I think both these teams are going to get a good look at both their rosters in this matchup. Obviously, we're still in the first half of action. We haven't gone to Christmas break yet. Both these teams have only played 9 games, but you know, as they start to close the rotation, it'll be interesting to see who the coaches trust coming down as we get into the stretch run of the season, and a good opportunity here to play a high leverage, high pressure game like this one.
And I mean, think about all the momentum that either team would get from a win here tonight, going into the second half of the season, trying to make a big playoff push. If you're Manitoba and you're able to sort of shake that monkey off your back and beat them at home, I mean, that's got to be a huge confidence boost for that team. Just if I were them, I'd feel more comfortable. And if you're the Westmen able to come in here once again and beat them once again, you can just go back to Winnipeg and you can say, yeah, we beat you in your house. And so the next time these two match up, the next time either of these teams are faced with a challenge, and they will be, they can have great confidence.
We're going to take a very quick break here on Canada West TV. Welcome back on Canada West TV, as well as CBC Sports and TELUS Optic. Canada West game of the week, not disappointed early on. Very exciting first quarter. Bisons take the 4-point lead off the Brent Lenz floater to end the half, or sorry, the first quarter. As we see Tito operating early, and Kieran, this is obviously a super exciting matchup. The first quarter did not disappoint. No, not at all. And we've said a couple of times now why it's such an exciting matchup. So far in this game, we've seen some great basketball, and so far in this game, the difference has been turnovers. The Bisons 3 to the Westmen having 9, and the total points off turnovers for the Bison, it's 8-3. Gordo there on the smooth take. He's such a dangerous scorer. He can score at all 3 levels. Very crafty. Yeah. Absolutely, just a layered game offensively there from Gordo. Tong trying to work it underneath to Obasoto. Kickball violation from the Westmen. Watts is going to check back into this game. Has not had a field goal yet. Obviously, the leading scorer for Manitoba. Expect him to insert himself into this game. Yeah, Watts is a very confident player, aggressive player. I mean, you could say those 2 words about practically anybody here who's suited up to play. But Watts especially, he will make his presence known, and he will want to score and be that offensive output for this team. Wild skip pass there from Nagoody, goes out of bounds. And yeah, Watts hasn't inserted himself into this game like quite yet, but we mentioned it, how he just scores within the flow of the offense, and totally. he can go off at any moment with all his tools. Yeah, no, absolutely. I completely agree with you there, Dan. Jarrow now being defended by Lenz. Nagoody's going to switch out onto him. Gets a hand on that one. Yeah, Nagoody, he wanted that one. He realized that ball may have been loose there, and if he got it at the top of the 3, that would have been a fast break. Gordo operating underneath, and he's going to draw the foul. Yeah, great foul there drawn by Gordo, showing why we just mentioned a second ago how he can score at each level. I mentioned he has a very layered game offensively. He can take on any defensive challenge he sees. Coach Shep not happy with the foul there, urges his man to stay on his feet. Yeah, I don't think we've mentioned it yet, how both these coaches, so much experience, and 2 of the best coaches in the nation at the U Sports level. Kirby Shep, Coach Mike Rainbow, they've 2 guys who have seen it all and done basically everything. And both have been here for a very long time. Just once again, another aspect of the familiarity between these 2 clubs. Yeah, Coach Mike Rainbow, familiar with tons of players in this matchup. He's also the Sea Bears head coach, so he is familiar with basically everyone in this matchup. Obviously, U Sports and at the CBL level. Ramogi, Nagoody from 3, can't get that one to fall. Jarrow now in transition, getting it to Stewart. Good steal underneath from him. Can't get that one to go. Fight for it. Gets his own rebound, and he's going to get a trip to the line. Yeah, Donald Stewart, I mean, that's a great take. That's just a hustle play right there. He got himself down low. It's really this down low, fights for the ball. He's got 2 guys on him, both arms up. That's tough, and he's fighting through contact, gets his own rebound. Doesn't make the second, but draws the foul. I mean, that's just sticking through it the whole way and putting yourself at a really good, giving yourself a really good opportunity to put some points here. Donald Stewart, the Winnipeg product out of Vincent Massey, has been on this Westman team for so long, pre-COVID. 2019, he's been on the roster since then. Brings so much experience and high IQ play to this team, and he's basically a coach on the floor for Mike Rainbow. Totally. I mean, he just has such an awareness for the game. I mean, right there, he just showed how he knew what was going on around him, even if he couldn't see it. Bounce pass into Watts. Kicks it to Tito Obasoto, working the baseline. Watts now, 4-3. Can't get that one to go.
A great opportunity there for Manitoba. Another one of those high IQ players there. Tito Obasoto drove in baseline, knew he didn't have it, but he also knew that Watts was there for the three in the corner. Kicks it out to him. It sucks that it didn't go down, but Watts normally hits those. If the Bisons can keep generating opportunities like that, I guarantee you they'll start scoring a lot more.
Stewart underneath now, operating in the post. Good defense from Watts, though, and Naguti's going to grab that rebound.
Yeah, great tough rebound there from Naguti. Gives it up to Lenz.
Obasoto now operating against Gordo. Good crossover move. Finds Naguti in the corner. Can't get that one to fall. Manitoba.
Another beautiful opportunity executed there from the Bison's offense, and I mean, really executed mostly by Tito Obasoto. Just smooth play, and he knew where his guys were.
Lenz from three. He knocks down the triple.
Yeah.
He's having quite the game, Brent Lenz.
Absolutely. Brent Lenz is leading this game in scoring now with 10 points. He's the first player to double digits. He is shooting 2 for 2 from 3 so far. He's 4 for 8 from the field, so 50% and 100% from range. This guy will step up and make any big shot he wants. If you give him an open three like that, he's going to take it.
Yeah, I think the past week has been the coming out party for Brent Lenz, where he has just shown how valuable he can be to this team with Mason Krause out of the lineup. And I'm sure even when Krause comes back into the lineup, he's just going to get more and more minutes as the season goes along, because you have to put him on the floor with how successful he's been this past 2 weekends.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Brent Lenz has stepped up, and he has taken a lot of the weight of Mason Krause on his shoulders. He has done it gracefully. He has done it with poise and with intelligence and athleticism, and just being a great all-around player who can do all kinds of different things. Don't you underrate him because he's a little bit smaller comparatively to the other players on the court. This guy will go at you, and he will come at you with a lot more physicality than you probably expect, and he can get all kinds of touch. How many times have we seen him just put his head down and then a nice little layup just off the top of the glass? That's a tough shot to make, and he makes those.
Yeah, just stepping up huge, and he has been the driving force for this Manitoba offense since Krause has been out of the lineup, obviously. And Manitoba's got a 2-point lead, back and forth action. Both teams having tons of success doing a little bit of everything. I mean, both teams knocked down 2 triples. You know, Winnipeg only shooting 33% from the field. Manitoba only shooting 32%. Very close matchup back and forth between both teams. We're going to kick it down to sideline reporter Mike Still.
Yeah, in that Bison's timeout, head coach Kirby Shipp reminding his guys just to settle down a little bit on offense, and also to play with a little bit of pace. Don't rush things, but just kind of keep playing their game, play with pace, specifically settling down on the offensive end a little bit.
Thanks so much, Mike. Obviously a very high leverage game, and it's easy to rush things and play a little quick, as there's Naguti gets the steal in transition. Athletic defensive play from him.
Yeah, I mentioned a few minutes ago in the first quarter how much of an eager team this Bison's squad is. And yeah, absolutely. I think wise words there from Kirby Shipp. He knows that his team's on a roll. He knows that his team is a zealous team. And he's saying, look, I love the energy, and just tone it down a little bit, because even though that energy is great, playing with that tempo is great, you don't want it to lead to any chaotic moments that can get out of hand. So just great coaching there from Kirby Shipp.
A bunch of defensive hustle plays from both teams there. Manitoba fighting for the offensive rebounds, and Gordo, who's going to check out of this game. Good defensive play on Watts.
Yeah, Gordo checks out here for number 8, Emmanuel Ugbo, who immediately just goes over to Watts. That's another one of these like awesome one-on-one defensive offensive matchups we're going to see as this game goes on.
Lenz from 3, can't get that one to fall. Misses his first triple of the day.
Yeah, still a good take there from Lenz. He can make those kinds of shots if he keeps generating those opportunities for himself.
Cato Jarrow now, the point guard, operating this offense, and there's Lenz who gets switched on to Ryan Luke underneath, and they're going to call the Westman for the foul underneath.
Wow, that's once again, I mentioned how Lenz, don't underrate him just because he's a bit smaller than some of the other players. He will be physical, and he knows how to use his body. Just strong and just impeccable body control. They're showing how, even though there's a height difference between him and who was it? Was it Stewart? And he just draws a great foul there.
Yeah. battling. Both teams, super physical matchup. This rivalry means so much to all these players, a bunch of veteran players in this matchup who have had battles over the years. Lenz from 3, can't get that one to fall. Kazadi cleans it up underneath, still fighting for it. Great job from Ryan Luke underneath.
Yeah, I mean, Lenz normally hits those. That's his second straight three-point miss, but he makes those, and Kazadi just being physical down low.
Mensah, good patience underneath on the finish.
Yeah, I mean, that's just perfect transition offense there from the Westman. Mensah knowing where to be, and then he's in a position, just get the easy pass and the easy bucket.
Elijah Mensah, obviously a huge player for this Winnipeg team, has been one of the top scorers off the bench in the Canada West. And I think his game's really developed. He's always been a player who can stretch the floor from outside, but he's really gotten a lot more comfortable from down low.
Yeah, I mean, and a stretch forward in Canada West basketball is one of the most valuable skill sets you can have for your team. And yeah, like you said, he has really improved. He's a stretch forward, which is just, again, so versatile and so valuable. It can come in handy in so many different situations. And not only that, he's athletic. He can put the ball on the floor, and he loves to shoot over people. He's got that eagerness that we like to see from our players.
Yeah, off the bench, putting up huge numbers. Has not started a single game, but still 11.6 points per game, 6.1 rebounds, shooting 49% from the field, 45% from 3. Huge numbers off the bench from him.
Absolutely. He's tough to plan for.
Donald Stewart working down on Jonam Kazadi. Physical matchup between two veteran players who know each other very well.
Veteran, experienced, seasoned players know each other well, and then they're just engaging in some physical and just strong basketball there. It was good post offense and just really good post defense as well. That's the kind of product, that's the kind of game you like to see as a fan.
I mean, obviously so many hometown players, but I don't think there's hometown players that are more familiar with each other in this matchup than those two.
Absolutely.
Jarrow knocks down the and 1-3. 4-point play opportunity for Cato Jarrow.
Yeah, Cato Jarrow being that spark plug, and this time he's coming up big. This will be a huge momentum boost for the Westmen, who were kind of stagnating a bit offensively. Just great awareness of what was going on the Bison's defense. He knows he can make those shots. He knows he can draw a foul like that. And when you put those two skills together, that's how you get big 4-point plays possibly like that.
Cato Jarrow has been a player always so confident on the floor as a ball handler, as a scorer, as a defender. Just has the confidence, steps up big, hits the shot with pressure in his face.
A great take there by Watts, by the way, on the baseline. Knew he had the lane, knew he'd have to fight through some contact. He does, and he gets the touch there to get a bucket.
Watts with his first bucket of the game. Came at a great time for the Bisons. Westman with the 1-point lead. Knocks down the 3. Ashton.
Owamalia
from 3.
A 1-point lead. Let's call it a 4-point lead. Actually, Owamalia is going to make those corner threes if you keep giving them to him, and he does right there.
Kazadi underneath. Working against Stewart. He's going to turn it over now. Westman starting to gain some momentum in this matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. They just regained the lead here. It's up to 4, and they get a huge 3 there from Ashton Owamalia, and then right there on the next possession defensively, they're able to force a miscommunication from the Bisons and get themselves another chance to extend this lead.
A big triple from
Owamalia.
Owamalia knocks down that one and gives the Winnipeg a 4-point lead now. They've taken momentum for sure in this matchup.
No, absolutely. The Westmen here are responding to everything the Bisons are giving them.
We're going to head down to the sideline for a quick report from...
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, coming into this game, Darren Watts for the Manitoba Bisons needed just 21 points to reach 1,000 in his career. The 5th-year senior, one of 6 seniors on this Bisons roster. And while it's been a little bit slow going offensively for Watts to start, he's done a really good job distributing the basketball. Of course, getting an assist on the Brandt 3 earlier on, a big block also. And he just talked about the maturity and the leadership in his game, saying, if I see something that I know I can help someone learn about, I'm going to help them. If I see someone who I knew is doing something, if I see someone who I know is doing something better than I can, then I'm going to ask them to come help me, much like I can help them. It's not like pushing. I'm the leader. It's constantly helping other people out. And going into this season, he kind of talked about not forcing shots, being able to see the help defense and actually thinking about what I'm doing rather than just going crazy, driving to the basket. Of course, I'm working on all of my skills, but something I really tried to dial in on was trying to be intentional with my decisions, and we've seen that with Watts early here, not forcing shots and finding his open teammates.
Thanks so much for that. That's Mike Still on the report. And yeah, Darren Watts, one of the leaders for this team, a fifth-year player who's, I mean, as long as he's been there, provided consistent scoring burst for his team, and especially this year, the leading scorer for the squad. So consistent and just scores at all levels.
And you can see how that work and that dedication to improving his craft has paid off, particularly the intentionality and the deliberateness that Mike mentioned. You saw that on his last bucket, or rather his first bucket of the game, where he knew he stopped and he waited for just the right amount of time before he drove in baseline, had a good shot.
Kazadi goes up strong there, but rejected from Mensah. Now Westman got numbers in transition. Ugba takes it on the inside. He's going to get fouled for a trip to the line.
Yeah, and just another one of the aspects of Ugba's game that's so great to watch is that he's not afraid to take on contact. He's going to drive in here on this fast break. Watch, on two different guys. He knows that there's going to be contact, but he also knows that the result of that is most likely putting himself at the line and giving him and his team a chance to slow down and get two easy buckets here at the charity stripe.
Ugba knocks down the first. 5-point lead now for the Westmen. They've taken momentum of this game.
Absolutely, yeah. Bisons, it's going to be very interesting to see how they respond, how they'll get themselves back into this game.
Lenz now being defended by Jarrow. Very interesting matchup between two guards who are both bring a lot to the table.
Yeah, when they hit shots, it's big.
Yeah, and very kind of similar games. Both can play off the ball, both can play on the ball, and true point guards as well. Watts now in the post, fadeaway jump shot can't go. Well, Moamalia picks up the rebound.
Yeah, good board there from Ashton. As yeah, Watts, a very good consistent player we've talked about, and he's improved so much, like he mentioned when he was talking to Mike. Still trying to find his footing in this game. I trust that he will.
Ugba can't get that jump hook to go. Now Lenz seeing multiple defenders in the backcourt.
Yeah, smart surveying there from Lenz there on the fast break as he was trapped.
Skip pass from Jensen. Watts gets it with the left. Nice touch from him on the inside.
And once again, there's that intentionality there. He drove in and he knew he had two options. He could pass it off to his teammate down low, or he could go up himself. And while in the air, you could kind of see him wobble both ways.
Jarrow, pull up three. He is hot and he is feeling himself.
Yeah, Cato Jarrow is making his presence felt. We just talked about the difference in the matchup between him and then Bison's point guard Lenz right now. So far, it's seeming like these two, their fingerprints are all over this game. And look, these two are just going toe-to-toe right now. Jarrow has just been, once again, a spark plug for this Westman team.
Kazadi, nice patience underneath.
Yeah, Kazadi just showing the patience, showing the calmness. I mean, that physicality is a great tool of his, but you don't have to use it all the time. He knew that he was going to jump, and then if he just waited 1 second, it'd be an easy bucket.
Ugba now attacking, going right at Jensen. Jarrow gets a man in the air. Pull up Jay. Gets it to go off the front iron. He is red hot, and he is feeling it.
Yeah, Jarrow is just looking so settled into this game right now. That was just a great move there. Great on-ball skills from Jarrow as he got Lenz to jump, and then just an easy jumper there from the mid-range as he gets the bounce.
Nice ball movement from Manitoba. They find Kazadi underneath. Cuts down to a 5-point lead now.
Yeah,
Jarrow.
Once again, I mean, they're going to go to Kazadi a lot here down low, like I said, and it's finally starting to pay off here with back-to-back shots made for Jonum.
Jarrow working the pick and roll. He's going to be fouled from Tong.
Yeah, good drawn foul there from number 0, but I also want to highlight, yeah, Tong there, just great aggressive defense. He understands that Jarrow's got the hot hand right now, and he says, all right, you know what, Cato, I'm just going to go right at you. Look, it's a better result for the Westmen. Good drawn foul once again there by Jarrow, but I like the aggression on both sides here from Tong and from Cato.
Jarrow a trip to the line now. He's already at 14 points, has not missed a triple yet from outside. He is red hot, and he has provided a huge spark, and he's just going to have an even bigger role with Malachi Alexander out of the lineup.
Absolutely, and just think about how quickly he took over the leading scorer in this game. For a little while there, it was Brant Lenz with 10. And I mentioned when he got to 10 that he was the first player in double digits. Well, now, Cato Jarrow, in what felt like, I don't know, 2 minutes, has just ballooned up to 16 points now with the second made free throw.
Jarrow really carrying his Westman team to a 7-point lead. doing a bit of everything, but especially shooting that rock.
Yeah, 4 for 6 on the field, and like you mentioned, 100%, 3 for 3 from downtown. He is just feeling it right now.
Ramogi Nagudi from the corner, can't get that one to fall. Jarrow now with the ball, brings it across the timeline. Less than 30 seconds to go in this matchup. Watts defending Luke underneath. Physical matchup. He's going to pick up the offensive foul. Great defense from Watts underneath.
Absolutely, just great, impeccable, smart defense from Watts, not getting too over-aggressive there. And I want to highlight something there. We've talked about how good Ryan Luke is down in the post for the Westman, and he was alone on that side of the court. It was just him and Watts, and I noticed something that Watts did there. He let off a little bit. He went more to the side. He wasn't just squared up with him back-to-back in post defense. And then right after he did that, in came O'Hara on the baseline there to try and pick it up. I think what the Bisons are doing, and what they've done well, is that when the Westmen get down to some of their big, tall players, whether it's Ryan Luke or Donald Stewart or otherwise, they're realizing that they do have the physicality advantage. And so they're not just going to put their guys on an island here. They're going to help each other out, and it's led to some good opportunities. Now, the Westmen do control the game right now, a 7-point lead. They have been making their shots. Jarrow has just been impeccable. So it'll be interesting to see if this approach to the game will continue. Well, it'll be interesting to see if this approach will work out for the Bisons as the game goes on. But I just wanted to highlight there because I noticed it when he did it. I was really expecting some one-on-one post matchups there, but yeah.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments they make at halftime. We got one last possession here. I mean, if Manitoba decides to go for the last shot, but 16 seconds now for Manitoba. A huge possession here, down 7. A pretty solid half where they controlled most of it. Let it slip away a bit there as the Westmen got really hot. Just 16 seconds to go now for the Westmen. We're going to kick down for a quick sideline report from Mike Still.
Yeah, in that timeout, head coach Kirby Shep just looking for his guys to try and maybe utilize some screens here, get possibly an open 3, get some momentum here going into the break.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is the kind of shot the Bisons want.
Time winding down now. Lenz with the ball. Great defense from Mensah. Is Lenz going to have a last shot opportunity? Gets it to go! Ends the first quarter with the bucket. Ends the second quarter with the bucket. Brent Lenz, so big for Manitoba.
Off the glass at the buzzer. I mean, if he knows that those red lights around that hoop are going to go, he's going to take it and he's going to make it too. I mean, once again, he gets the buzzer beater layup off the top physical drive. It's very similar to the last one. That's twice in a row now. We've said on these broadcasts a couple of times, it's how you end these quarters. So now Manitoba, a team that is eager, a team that likes to go for the big plays, a team that feeds off the momentum, is going in to halftime, going into the locker room with a bit of that momentum themselves.
Yes, Manitoba, a huge bucket for them. They needed that. Momentum slipping a bit at the end of that quarter. Westman took over the game a bit. Got a 7-point lead there, but a huge play from Lenz cuts down to 5. Back and forth action in the first half.
Yeah, overall a great quarter there from the University of Winnipeg. It was all around good basketball. That's how they got their lead. And then the Bisons understand, okay, we got to get some momentum. We got to get some energy going. And that's exactly what you saw there with 16 seconds left to go there from Brant Lenz. And that's exactly why we love these matchups.
Winnipeg up 5 in the crosstown rivalry matchup. Jarrow and Lenz going back and forth at it. We're going to be back in about 15 minutes on Canada West TV, CBC, and TELUS for the second half action.
Drink bottle still. The right fuel.
In Manitoba, the storm doesn't wait. The cold is sharp. The wind, it bites. Thunder, it claps. For us, we face it head on. That's what Bisons do. This is how we represent Manitoba. Horns up, shoulder to shoulder. We don't run from it. We charge through it. every fight, every storm, we face together as one herd.
Whether you want to change the world or nurture your own neighborhood, start here. With a diverse mix of people, cultures, and ideas, our campus is a place of inclusion. Located in the heart of the city. A place where there's always something going on. A place where your professors will get to know you by name. That's the beauty of a small campus community. Connect with open-minded learners, caring professors, and brilliant researchers. Inspire and be inspired by others who share your passion to do something exceptional. Thrive in a supportive and diverse learning environment where your success is celebrated. Create a cinematic masterpiece. Launch a successful startup. Shape young minds. Or find a cure. You're determined to achieve your potential. And we're determined to help you do it. Welcome to the University of Winnipeg. We can't wait to meet you.
live on CBC Sports digital platforms and TELUS Optic Channel 1997. A great back and forth contest, extremely high compete level, Kieran.
Yeah, absolutely, and Yeah, the Westmen here are just, in that second quarter, they were all together, all around. Just really, really good play from them. Offensively, it was a really remarkable quarter for them because they're down in the turnover margin right now, and yet somehow they've got a 5-point lead here.
Luke on the inside gets up high and lays it in softly with the touch. 7-point lead now for the Westmen.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about the momentum that Brent Lenz had given Manitoba going into half, much like he did going into the second quarter there, and see what fire they're going to come out with. Obviously, it's really, really, really early, but so far, that's not quite the defensive focus you want to see, but still, good offensive play there from Westman.
Yeah, Brent Lenz, 2 buzzer beaters to end both quarters. Huge for Manitoba to give them some extra momentum. They're going to need it down 7 against the Westmen. And yeah, in this matchup, both of their arguably leading guards, Malachi Alexander and Mason Krause, out of this game. So interesting to see who's going to step up in this second half.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how these teams operate without those 2 star players.
Stewart, shot clock winding down, puts in the fadeaway jump shot, can't get it to go.
Yeah, good take there with limited time, able to generate a good shot for himself. Normally he makes those kinds of shots.
Lenz quickly pushing it down the floor. Finds Nagudi on the perimeter. Watts is going to pull the 3. He's going to make the 3. Darren Watts from the corner.
Yeah, so Watts with that 3-pointer there gets a much-needed bucket. That brings him to 8 points, which means he's only 13 away to getting his 1,000th collegiate point here for the Bisons.
Great job from Obasoto on the help defense there on Gordo.
Yeah, and I think that kind of play there is just emblematic of what these 2 teams are. They are willing to both go up and be physical at each other.
Gordo fouls Lenz on the inside there, and yeah, Darren Watts knocks down that last 3, and it's going to be huge second half for Darren Watts, and he's going to have to lead his Manitoba team. Obviously, it's still a tight game, down 4, but you know, these games are so close, so tightly contested and competitive. Manitoba's going to need their leading scorer to have a big game.
Absolutely, and in the last few minutes there of the second quarter, he began to start to get his footing. It was a bit of a slow start offensively for Watts, but as I just mentioned, he was starting to get into a bit of a rhythm, and now coming out of the second half with a big 3-pointer like that, he seems to me like he's really getting into that rhythm.
Manitoba, nice ball movement there. Gets it to Nagudi. Nagudi now chasing down the floor. He's going to get up to contest the shot from Luke.
And way to get back on defense there from Nagudi and Lenz.
Nagudi now on the inside. Euro step, gets it to go. And 1 from Nagudi, doing it on both ends, Kieran.
Absolutely, and those are the kinds of possessions where Ramogi Nagudi can just kind of take over a game for short bursts. I mean, I just talked about how he got back on defense, and then he gets the ball, takes it up the court entirely himself, gets around defenders that are meeting him at the top of the 3, and then through physical contact gets the and 1.
Nagudi now at the line to cut this Westman lead to 1, and he does. He gets 3 points the old-fashioned way. Jarrow now being defended by Obasoto. Interesting to see that they've switched the matchup here. It was typically Lenz in the first quarter guarding Jarrow.
Yeah, but now I'm really excited to see how a great perimeter defender like Tito Obasoto goes up against a great guard who's got the hot hand like Jarrow.
Ugba from 3, can't get that one to fall. Nagudi skies way up there to grab the rebound.
Yeah, just strong, physical, athletic rebound. That's exactly the kind of player Nagudi is, and he can go get, he can just beat you to it right in the air.
Obasoto now on the inside. They're going to get him for the travel. Delay of game warning on Manitoba for putting up a shot after the whistle.
Yeah, as we saw Nagudi there, just talking with the ref about that little call there.
Jarrow now, they're throwing Watts at him. He was really hot in the first half, so they're throwing a lot of length at him, trying to switch up matchups and give him a different look.
Yeah, just changing it up on him so that if he does start to settle in and understand what kind of defensive matchup he sees, bang, right there, a new one.
Shot clock winding down. O'Hara gets out on the perimeter, deflects that out of bounds.
Yeah, absolutely. And see, that was exactly it right there. I mean, they know that Jarrow, once he gets settled in, he gets hot. That's exactly what happened there in the second quarter when they ballooned to their lead that they're now holding on to. So they're not going to let Jarrow see the same guy, see the same kind of defense for very long. They're going to keep changing it on him so that he has less time to react.
Nagudi with the deflection there to get the steal for the Bisons. Great defense from them. Watts now driving to his left. Step back jumper from the baseline. Gets it to go. Darren Watts, great start to this quarter for him.
Absolutely. Now that's 2 straight buckets from Darren Watts. 5 points for him in this third quarter. I mean, that was just pure technique. That was smooth, and then that was just awesome to watch.
There he is defending Jarrow. Shuts him off on the drive. Just doing it on both ends.
Great defense there from Obasoto.
Stewart gets it taken away from Obasoto.
Great
they got
defense.
a fast break now. Obasoto loses the ball for a second, and I'm not sure who this is off of, but it was deflected out of bounds, and looks like Manitoba's going to retain possession.
Yeah, but just before the weird end of that fast break there, just great basketball, great smart play there from Obasoto on both ends. I just talked about the great defense there he had, just sticking with his guy. And then when you do stuff like that, you get yourself in a position where you can generate a steal and a fast break like he just did.
Lenz from 3, can't get that one to go. Now Jarrow is pushing it quickly in transition.
Yeah, Watts, his first miss of the quarter so far. It was a good shot. It's the kind of takes he makes. And so if he can keep shooting a ball with that kind of confidence and that kind of comfort, I'm sure he'll start to make them.
Manitoba not happy about the call on that drive from Ryan Luke. Looked like he just kind of tripped up on himself, but they're going to get O'Hara on the foul.
Yeah, O'Hara was not happy about the foul. He does not like that he had that call on him. It just seemed like he got tripped up there. But when you play this kind of physical basketball, these two teams, those kinds of results are going to happen. Sometimes you have calls like that. It's just about how you persevere.
Kieran O'Hara now with 3 fouls. He's been in foul trouble a bit in this matchup. Still has yet to attempt a shot from the field.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen much of him so far this game, which is saying something because he's usually a player that makes his presence known very quickly. I'm sure that if he can just settle in a little bit more, he will be calling his game or his name a lot more.
Jarrow knocks down the jumper. He's been so big for the Westmen. Watts spinning in the lane. Nice touch from him on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing with comfort now. That's 3 for 4 so far this quarter. That's 7 points this quarter. That was a pure Darren Watts play right there.
I love that take from Darren Watts because we always mention it, how he gets his shots in the flow of the offense, but there he just knew they needed a bucket. He knew he needed to get himself going, so he just goes by himself, aggressive to the rim, and scores.
Taking it on, yeah, stepping up to the plate, to use a baseball term, when they need him to.
Turnover now. Jarrow in transition with the right hand and one. Cato Jarrow doing it all for the Westmen.
Yeah, Jarrow, I mean, he just read that play like a hawk. Look at him here. Lenz with the pass. Jarrow jumps it, takes it down the fast break. He sees Lenz get back, and he just goes through the physical contact there from number 5, switches the hand, gets the and one again.
He's been so efficient in this game, yet to miss a 3-point shot.
And now he's up to 20, and like we just talked about, or as I said when it happened, that Lenz was the first one to double digits, and now Cato Jarrow up to 20. The next closest scorer is Brant Lenz himself with 12. Well, tied with Watts, actually.
Yeah, Jarrow 6 for 8 from the field, and you can feel it in this one that he's starting to take over, and it's going to be interesting to see Manitoba who's going to step up offensively and match that production on the other end.
And so far this game, it's been Darren Watts, or so far this quarter.
Yeah, and I think Darren Watts is really going to be aggressive. They're going to need him. Another turnover for Manitoba, and Jarrow again in transition. Takes it right at Nagoody. What a play from him. Takes it at the 6'9" Ramogi Nagoody, and just right at him and scores.
Jarrow once again creating the fast break there and then just taking it with speed. And then even though Nagoody there has the length and the height and the wingspan, he's just going to move it around him, and that's another tough bucket there from Cato Jarrow. Brings him up to 22 points, 7 for 9 this game. I mean, that's just beautiful to watch.
That Jarrow, 23 points now, 7 for 9 from the field, dominating this game, and Watts now defending him. Manitoba feeling the pressure a little bit. Nice pass from Jarrow underneath to Gordo. They're going to get Obasoto down low on the foul.
Yeah, Obasoto there, not quite sure why they called the foul on him. I mean, it seemed to me like it was good defense. He just got right back, put his hands up. Good defense from the Bisons overall. It's unfortunate that the foul was called, but I also do think that the Westmen here are putting themselves in positions to have these fouls called and to get themselves at the line.
Jarrow now looking to heat check. Blocked there. Looks like Watts got a hand on it. Mensah's going to end up with the ball. Westman fighting for every rebound. here. They're going to blow this play dead. Not sure what for.
Yeah, I can't quite hear what the official is saying about that call.
They're having a discussion with the scorers table. Not sure why the ref stopped the game. Nonetheless, Westman with a 4-point lead. Starting to take, it's only a 4-point lead, but you can definitely feel the momentum starting to shift towards the Westmen.
Yeah, they have a control over the pace of play right now. We're not playing the Bisons game, we're playing the Westman's game right now. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Manitoba is still finding success, and they're still getting good opportunities and making good plays. I mean, we've seen it from how well Watts has been shooting the ball this quarter, but like we mentioned 1,000 times it seems now, Kato Jarrow is just on another level. He is creating opportunities over and over again. He's hitting big shots. He didn't hit that last one, but still, he's gotten 2 steals and however many buckets this quarter so far.
Yeah, 7 for 10 from the field. Just so efficient, doing it all for his team.
Yeah, and this game's starting to slow down a little bit here. These last few possessions have just ended abruptly and kind of weirdly. A bit of uncertainty. Interesting to see how or if either team is, now that sort of things have cooled down a little bit and slowed down, how they'll try to take advantage.
With time winding down, can't get that one to go. Wamalia on the follow, or sorry, on the rebound, just skying way up there for the rebound.
Yeah, I mean, good and bad things there, or sorry, just good things there from both teams. The Westmen, they're generating shots, generating good takes, and then getting the offensive rebound, but then the Bisons understanding the position they're in and just responding and forcing the travel.
We're going to kick it down to the sideline for a report from Mike Still.
Yeah, obviously anyone watching this game can probably hear the crowd. The energy is electric here. Behind me are a very passionate group of Winnipeg Wesmen fans. And on the other side, the Manitoba Bison fans separating themselves. This is the first clash in the intercity rivalry this year, the Duckworth Challenge in the second half. Talking to Kieran O'Hara, veteran forward, just about the importance of this game with a combined 24 local players on both sides. He said, and I quote, "I remember probably from 8th grade going to watch the Duckworth Challenge with my brother and my family. It's always a good game. You're excited to go. That's the one game I would go watch when I was younger. The crowd is there. It's literally electric when you're playing. Everyone is either on your side or against you, and it makes it so much more fun, and we're seeing that energy on the floor and in the crowd again tonight."
Thanks so much for that, Mike Still. Yeah, so much local talent in this matchup, and we're seeing all sorts of players from Winnipeg shine in this matchup.
Yeah, and no notes for me there. I just want to re-emphasize the point that Mike made about the energy in this building. It's not just with the players. It is in the hearts and the cheers of these fans here who have come out to support their teams, and it is resulting in just a great environment. I am really lucky to be here right now.
Tong from 3. Can't get that one to go. Luke cleans up the glass. Gordo now. He's been a bit quiet since a hot start early. Looking to get himself going with Jarrow off the floor. Westman going to need a spark on offense. Ugba operating, time winding down on the shot clock, banks it in off the glass.
Yeah, Ugba understanding that, hey, not much time left on the shot clock. I'm just going to have to do it myself. Just a good take there off the glass by him.
Watt steps into a 3, can't get that one to go off the back iron. Ugba now telling his guys to move in transition.
Yeah, Ugba really feeling confident on these last few possessions, controlling the offense.
Hangs in there on that take, but can't get that one to go. Westman throw it into the backcourt. Good defense from Manitoba.
Absolutely good defense from Manitoba. It was a good take and some solid execution there from Winnipeg. Sort of led there with the ball by Ugba, but they're able to respond, collapse on the drive there, and force a turnover and get themselves another chance to score here.
Len's going to take it out on the sideline out of bounds. Tong being defended by Jarrow. Len's left open there for a second. He's going to operate patiently. He's going to get blocked from Luke. What a play defensively from Ryan Luke.
Yeah, those are the exact kinds of defensive situations that Ryan Luke likes to be in. He's got the height, he's got the hops, and he's got the length to just block those kinds of drives. I mean, he loves to just knock those balls out of bounds and just generate an opportunity for his team.
Lenz turns it over there to Ugba. Ugba speeding down the floor, takes a spill, turns it over right back. Vigilance now in transition to Tong. Oh, he wanted the dunk there for a second, but smooth on the take.
Yeah, Tong there, understanding while in the air, realizing, okay, don't have the dunk, so I'm just going to use my great body control and finish there to get the bucket on the fast break.
Good touch off the glass from Tong there. Puts this to a 2-point game. Stewart from 3. Drills that one. Donald Stewart from downtown gets himself going.
Yeah, Donald Stewart here kind of stepping into form now. Big 3 for the Westman there as he just stretches the floor and really just tests that Bison's defense.
Westman now in a zone. Working it around is Manitoba. Vigilance from 3. Can't get that one to fall. Good defense from the Westman. Stewart now handling the ball in the backcourt.
Yeah, and here with less than a minute to go, the Westman are with a 5-point lead, controlling the pace of play, and they have a good chance here to slow things down and execute a nice play here at the end of the quarter and maybe go into the fourth with a larger lead.
Jarrow gets it to Stewart. Stewart working on Kazadi.
Yeah, Kazadi, good on-ball defense.
Uwamalia knocks it down from the outside.
Yeah, Ashton Uwamalia with another 3-pointer this game. Both of them have come up big. I mean, that's just a really big 3-pointer, like I just said, for the Westman, and they extending this lead to 8 now with only 16 seconds left. Bison's here going to need some momentum to go with into the fourth.
Yeah, he's been huge coming off the bench. And he's going to force a turnover right there. Coming up big for the Westman. Time winding down. Stewart in transition. Gets the layup to go as the time's going to expire. All Westman at the end of that quarter. They now have a 10-point lead, Kieran.
Yeah, and it was a 5-point lead a second ago. Now it's 10. Those last few possessions there was, like you said, Dan, all Westman. That was peak basketball there from the U of W. That was smart, that was composed, and that took a lot of awareness from everybody on the court wearing black. I mean, they totally took over in transition. They controlled the momentum, and Donald Stewart once again putting the ball in the hoop in transition to give themselves a really, really comfortable lead going into this fourth quarter. I'm excited to see how Kirby Shipp draws it up for Manitoba, to see how they come out and respond. I trust that they will, but it's just great basketball there altogether from the U of W.
The Westmen have taken complete control of this game, up 10 now, and that was a huge third quarter from everyone, especially Cato Jarrow. He's taken over this game. It'll be very interesting to see how Manitoba responds to at the start of this fourth quarter, down 10. Huge game coming up for both teams. We're going to go to break here in just a second on Canada West TV.
Drink bottle still. The right fuel.
In Manitoba, the storm doesn't wait. The cold is sharp. The wind, it bites. Thunder, it claps. For us, we face it head on. That's what Bisons do. This is how we represent Manitoba. Horns up, shoulder to shoulder. We don't run from it. We charge through it. Every fight, every storm, we face together as one herd.
Lead. They took complete control of this game in that third quarter, led by Cato Jarrow. 23 points on the day, 7 for 11 from the field, dominating this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked ad nauseum about how good Cato Jarrow has been offensively for the Westmen. I want to highlight just a couple other players here, because we talked about how they don't usually go deep into the rotation, but other bench players, other guys that they don't normally use a ton, have been stepping up big in their moments. We talked about Emmanuel Lugba. He's got 8 points. Gordo with 7. Awamalia with 2 threes. That puts him at 6 here. And Donald Stewart with some big plays of his own. That has been the difference to me for the Westmen.
Nice play from O'Hara, showing his defensive versatility, taking it away from Jarrow, but the Bisons cannot convert on the transition bucket.
Yeah, number 11 just using his defensive physicality as well as his defensive IQ to generate the turnover to get themselves a chance.
Lenz now going to have it underneath. Bisons going to need a spark here, down 10. Felt a bit flat to end that third quarter. Lenz operating against Gordo, going to his left. Nice feed to O'Hara underneath. He's going to put it up softly, and it's going to go, and the Bisons are now trailing by 8 points.
Yeah, Bison's just trying to chip into this lead here. It's nice to see some of their other guys get going in this fourth quarter.
Jarrow working the pick and roll. Now O'Hara switched out onto him. Skip pass, Ugba for 3. He's going to hit it.
And now Ugba joins Cato Jarrow as the other Westman in double digits. And as I say that, Cato Jarrow jumping the pass, not getting the turnover. It's still Bison's ball, but just a great momentum defensive play here, right, generated by Cato Jarrow just to pretty much just say, I see what you're doing.
Manitoba now down 11. They're going to check Nagudi and Obasoto into this game. This is such a huge fourth quarter for Manitoba season. 5-4, a little bit of a disappointing start to the season. Obviously not terrible. They've had a lot of great games.
Very competitive as well.
Very competitive, but they've let a few slip away. Obviously Mason Krause out of the lineup, but you don't want to fall back to 500 at the break. You know, no. It's huge for them to come back in this one, make this a game, especially against the rival Winnipeg Wesmen. These games mean so much. So what does Manitoba have in store? We'll find out here.
Yeah, and just a good take there, down low, physical by Darren Watts. Once again, putting himself at the line. I feel like I say that a lot, but it's just true. It's what he does, and that's why he's such a consistent player. So good chance here to get some points on the board, chip in this lead a little bit more here for Manitoba.
10-point game. Watts misses his first from the line. He's going to hit the second. Back down to single digits. Bison's not letting them get the ball to Jarrow. Obasoto now defending.
Yeah, Obasoto, like I said a few times, one of the best perimeter defenders here for the Bisons, taking on the best perimeter scorer for the Westmen.
Jarrow operating now. He's going to kick it to Luke. Luke's going to have a chance at it. Nice floater from him, continuing this Westman avalanche that they've been pouring on offensively.
Yeah, and it was really good help defense altogether there by the Bisons. I saw O'Hara step up to help with Jarrow, and then I saw, I believe, Kazadi step up. It's just better offense there from Jarrow and Luke.
Westman now in the zone, and I love that Darren Watts is being super aggressive. Like, they need it. They're down double figures.
And he knows it. And he knows it. And that's why he's doing it. He understands, okay, let's slow this game down. Let's maximize time. Let's stop the clock if we can. And in doing so, you can also get some points here. It's a great play, smart play once again from Darren Watts, and it's why he's such a good player.
He knows that he needs to take over this game. It's such a big moment for him, this Bison's team, and he's the leader on the floor right now. So he's going to have to keep being aggressive and take over this game for the Bisons. Misses the first, though. Got to knock down these free throws down the stretch. Hits the second. Watts up to 14 points now. Jarrow racing down the floor, being defended by Obasoto. Jarrow playing with all the confidence in the world right now.
How can you not when you're shooting the ball like he is?
Ugba being defended by Watts, going right at him, forcing the issue with the left hand. Can't get that one to fall. O'Hara.
Great defense, and then followed up with great crashing of the glass there by the Bisons.
Watts continuing to be aggressive. Nice extension on the finish from him.
I was just going to talk about just the great solid defense from Watts on the other end, keeping his hands up the whole time, and then, yeah, like you said, wonderful extension, just like a hook there while in the air just to get the great touch off the glass.
Showtime. Nagudi way up there, throws it down with the left.
Yeah, as soon as you see Ramogi Nagudi at half court with a head full of steam and no one in front of him, you know what he's going to do, Dan, and he's going to go way up, and he's going to show off why he is such a special player. That's one of those highlight plays that we love seeing when these two teams go at it.
We've been waiting all day for a Nagudi transition slam, and there he is. He gets it right when the Bisons needed it.
Now this lead is down to 6, and now they've got energy, and now some of the Westman fans are a little bit more quiet here. This is the chance for Manitoba to get back into this game and make it a close one as we go into the last minutes of the fourth quarter.
We've got ourselves a game here. And
absolutely.
And Darren Watts, I love what he has done in this fourth quarter. He's seized the moment, and he has started to be really aggressive. Missed a few free throws, but he is just being the leader on the floor, and he's getting himself going. And the entire all the Bisons fans and all the Bisons.
They feel it.
They feel it, and you know the Bisons team is looking at their leader to get buckets down the stretch.
And you can see Darren Watts over these last few possessions by him, where he's putting himself at the line. You can see it on his face. He just feels solid. He's composed. He's ready to go. And then that kind of composure in the face of a 10-point lead or an 8-point lead, whatever it is by the Westmen, that these teammates, they see that, and that is why he's a leader. And so then his players, his teammates know that, okay, we can still be confident here. And then that's when you get the high energy, confident plays like Nagudi just had.
Westman, how will they respond to this run that the Bisons have gone on here? Still up 6.
Bisons with a full court press now.
Yeah, they're throwing so many bodies at Jarrow. They're not letting him get comfortable.
No, not at all. Giving them no space, giving them absolutely no chance to get settled.
Intensity from Manitoba. Gordo, step back 3. Can't get that one to fall. O'Hara skies way up there.
Yeah, using that reach to get a big rebound there. Gordo with a good take. I mean, he likes those shots. He can make those shots, and he usually does. A good take there from Gordo. I like to see the aggression down the stretch here.
Watts staying aggressive. Jumper on the inside. He is taken over offensively.
Yeah, just getting the touch he needs there, getting the bounce. That's just good, smart basketball. He understood that he had an opportunity, had some space there at the elbow, and he's going to take that easy jumper.
Stewart picks up his dribble, looking to give it up. Mensah now being defended by Nagudi. Interesting matchup there. Gordo on the inside. Nice patience. Can't get that one to fall. O'Hara battling for it. It's going to go out of bounds. Westman ball.
Yeah, another good opportunity there. Another good take. Smart choices being made by Gordo. Just didn't quite have the right touch, but still putting himself in a position to score. It's exactly what you want to see down the stretch. The Westmen now have another chance to put the ball back in the hoop after the ball goes out of bounds.
1 second on the shot clock here. Critical possession for both teams. Stolen by Nagudi. Nagudi now gets it to O'Hara. In transition, Manitoba finds Watts. Watts underneath. Aggressive. They're gonna call the offensive foul there. The Manitoba crowd not happy about that one.
Yeah, Darren Watts confused. He thought he had an and one there. Looked like he did, but still, that's the kind of aggression and willingness to take on contact you want to see from the Bisons. Unfortunate that doesn't go their way. Westman here now have an opportunity.
Manitoba fans and their bench not happy about that one, but Watts continuing to stay aggressive. He is feeling it offensively. He's now defending Jarrow. Jarrow switched on to O'Hara. Westman up 4. Jarrow working, stolen by O'Hara again. Throws it ahead to Obasoto, stolen from Ugba. Athletic play defensively from him.
Yeah. O'Hara just using that reach to poke the ball out, and then Ugba using the reach of his own to just get it right back.
Gordo, wedgie in the 3-point shot there.
You don't see that very often, hey?
You don't see that, and you could feel that. I honestly thought he was going to make that one.
I thought he was going to
open.
make it too. It seemed like it had the right arc and everything, just from our view.
Now Winnipeg Winnipeg's actually going to have possession here underneath. Jump ball. They retain possession. 4-point lead. Stewart from downtown. He's going to knock down the 3. Donald Stewart fired up.
Yeah, I mean, just another big shot from Donald Stewart in that same spot as the last one there, just side, a little bit to the left of the 3-point line there. I mean, that's just a quick shot, a confident shot, and that was pure technique.
Lenz with the response.
Yeah, Lenz is going to respond. That's what he does. If you're going to hit a big 3, he's going to say, all right, I'm going to do it myself, and he does it right there.
Huge for Manitoba. Brent Lenz with the response from downtown. Westman still hanging on to a 4-point lead. Luke underneath. Got positioning, gets the hook to go. Good job from Ryan Luke.
Yeah, good body control from Ryan Luke and good touch there just to get it to roll into the hoop.
Manitoba pushing now. Nagudi looking to attack, spin move. Finds Obasoto, he's gonna be fouled underneath though.
Yeah, Ramogi Nagudi putting himself in a good position there.
Westman still with a 6-point lead. You can feel the pressure that both these teams are feeling. They know how big this matchup is.
Yeah, and they know the situation at hand. Less than 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. It's a pretty close game. You're at a 6-point lead.
Obasoda open for three. Can't knock that one down.
Yeah.
Manitoba's going to retain possession.
Manitoba's still going to retain possession here, so don't be too disappointed. Yes, you want to make that shot, but you still have chances here. Do not hang your head on that one. People say all the time in sports, you got to have a short memory, and so I trust here, and I know the Bison team is going to respond.
Manitoba now, baseline out of bounds. Huge possession for them. Obasoda. Bit of a messy possession for Manitoba here. Nice crossover from Obasoda. Inside, gets blocked.
Yeah, Obasoda looking for the contact there, but still, I think overall, just trying to generate some good takes there, but the Westmen are just ready to respond defensively.
Jarrell now working. He's got 23. Manitoba has not allowed him to get going in the fourth, though. Ugba, jump shot. Can't get that one to fall.
Yeah, Ugba's probably going to want to. He's probably saying to himself he wants that one back. He can make those shots. It's just tough bounce there. Unfortunate. Still a good take.
Watts, baseline jumper. Can't get that one to fall. Nagudi Sky's up there. He's going to be fouled down low.
Yeah, sort of the same thing like I just said for Ugba is for Watts. That's a shot he makes. It's a shot he's comfortable with. It's just unfortunate that the bounce just doesn't go his way there. Good for Manitoba to regain possession, draw the foul there by Nagudi.
Under 4 minutes to go here at Investors Group Athletic Center. This rivalry just burns so hot, and both these teams just so familiar with each other. They can feel how important this game is, and you can feel it in the building.
Absolutely. I mean, really not much else to say there. I think that we talked about the energy in these fans that we've felt so far this game, but as this game has started to get more intense and things have settled down a bit, still some cheering and whatnot, obviously, but I think everybody in this building, from us to the players, the coaches, and the fans, all understand the intensity here, and everybody's just kind of locked in right now.
Nagudi, Sky's up there to catch that ball. Lenz finds Nagudi on the outside. Quick trigger. Can't get that one to fall. Awamalia with the rebound.
Nice. Good job, Dan.
Thank you. It's getting easier and easier the more I say it.
Absolutely. It rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, he's been getting big minutes here, stepping up huge for the Westmen. Ugba now, 4-3.
Yeah, Awamalia has just been great here, doing a bit of everything for the Westmen. He's been a big X factor in this game, and he's impressed the hell out of everybody.
Another rebound there as both players are fighting underneath.
Yeah, Obasoda showing some of that intensity. Same thing with Awamalia. I mean, what else is there to expect? The rivalry, the familiarity, the intensity of this game, that kind of stuff is going to happen. These teams both want it. They both want it bad. They're going to go at each other like that, and we're going to see some interesting little back and forth there like we just saw between Obasoda and Awamalia. Me personally, I love it. I like the intensity. I like the aggression. I like the energy. I love it.
We're going to go to break here. Winnipeg has a 6-point lead over Manitoba. Under 4 minutes to go. We'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Drink bottle still. The right fuel.
Welcome back into Investors Group Athletic Center. Competitive action between these two rivals. 6-point lead for Winnipeg. We're going to head down to the sideline report from Mike Still.
Yeah, just a lot of calm and collectiveness in that Bisons huddle with head coach Kirby Shipp there. No panic from Manitoba. Still 3:14 to go in this quarter. Just emphasizing one possession at a time here as we get into crunch time.
Thanks so much. That's Mike Still on the sideline report. And yeah, calm is Manitoba, but you can definitely feel the energy in this building, that it's a bit of a nervous energy.
Absolutely, and the Westmen are just trying to disrupt some of that calmness there that the Bisons have. And a great shot from Obasoto. He loves those kinds of fadeaway jumpers there from the mid-range. That's something he's very comfortable in. If you're Manitoba, that's what you want to do. You want to put yourself in as many positive and comfortable situations down the stretch here to chip into this lead and maybe take a lead at the end.
Good energy from Manitoba coming out of the timeout. Watts defending Jarrow, denying him at all cost. Gordo now operating to his right hand. Gets it to Stewart. Time, shot clock winding down. Nice feed inside. Oh, good patience underneath from Stewart.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a perfect offensive execution there from Gordo and Stewart for the Westmen. Gordo getting O'Hara to fall over, and then with time winding down, finds his guy down low for the great bucket.
Gordo turns it over in transition, though.
Oh, come on, Gordo. I was just praising your offensive skill there, and you turn it over. I'm kidding. No, that was a great defensive play there from the Bisons, and Gordo, who is such a consistent offensive player, with a bit of a mistake there. It's uncharacteristic of him. Good opportunity here for the Bisons.
Yeah, uncharacteristic. He's usually as consistent as the prime rib at Ray and Jerry's, but
absolutely.
But not on that turnover there, as Nagoody steps into a three. He knocks it down with the left.
Yeah, Nagoody's feeling it now. He's feeling it. He's ready to go. That's a huge three there for the Bisons. Now it's only a one-possession game.
Jarrow now operating. He's had the hot hand, but a bit quiet here in the fourth quarter. Intensity in this building as Gordo operates on the inside. Dishes it to Stewart underneath. Shot clock winding down, rejected, and they're going to call him on the travel. Yeah. Manitoba is fired up.
Yeah, perfect defense there from Manitoba, staying with their guys, keeping their hands up. They're saying we're not going to let up anything easy here. And Stewart thinks he has a good take there, jumps up, doesn't realize that he's got some hands up in his face there. He's not going to get the shot off, and then hits the ground. It's a travel. Great defense by the Manitoba Bisons to sort of build off the momentum from that Nagoody three-pointer.
We have a one possession here at Investors Group Athletic Center. Watts underneath, finds Nagoody. Nagoody driving, pull up Jay, can't get that one to fall.
Off the side iron, it was a good shot there from Nagoody. There's a little bit more oomph from that, and that's going in.
Energy in this building. Westman has a three-point lead. Jarrow being defended by O'Hara. Pull up Jay. Can't get that one to fall. O'Hara's had a lot of success out there covering Jarrow.
Yeah, O'Hara making up for the defensive possession last time. That's great defense on ball. He understands that Jarrow's feeling confident. He wants to take it himself. He uses that reach. He doesn't get over aggressive. He doesn't bite too much. He's ready. He's calm, collected, and he has the awareness to get the stop there.
1 minute remaining in this matchup. 8 seconds on the shot clock for the Westmen. Jarrow finds Luke. Gordo now on the step back. Gets the ball back and hits the floater.
Yeah, I mean, it was wonderful defense there from O'Hara, but just a really good bounce there from Gordo. Was able to make up for it.
Watts going right at it. He's going to get the ball tipped out of bounds. The Westman fans not happy with the call.
Not at all. They think that it went off of Watts' knee there. They think it should be their ball.
Lenz taking it out underneath the rim. He's going to throw it up to Watts. Huge possession. Watts finds Obasoto in the corner. He's going to hit Ramogi. Nagoody from three. Can't get that one to fall. O'Hara with the great effort. Nagoody, another chance at it. 4-3, can't get that one to fall.
Another board. Obasoto has been great.
Fighting for the offensive rebounds. Lenz for three. Knocks it down. Brent Lenz. Huge three.
You give him the chance. He's going to knock it down. That's like the third time he's done that. And his opportunity in the absence of Mason Krause has stepped up big time, and he has been there when the Bisons need it. I want to shout out the impeccable offensive rebounding there from Obasoto and from O'Hara and the whole Bison squad to keep giving themselves good looks. And Brent Lenz once again showing how invaluable he is to this team and getting them within 2 points here with less than a minute to go. Wonderful stuff there altogether.
Brent Lenz, huge stuff from him. Manitoba needed that shot. 18 points now, tied with Watts, leading the way for Manitoba. Only a 2-point game. Westman still with the lead, but you can definitely feel that with that shot, Manitoba's starting to take back that energy.
Yeah, the energy here, absolutely, like you just said, is going Manitoba's way here with a huge shot. Brant lands with that one. That brings him to 4 for 7 from 3. That's well over 50% so far this game. It has been a huge difference maker.
We're going to head down to Mike Still for this quick sideline report.
Yeah, Bison's head coach Kirby Ship reminding his guys that they have fouls to give here. Pick up on your defenders and be solid. Emphasis, they have fouls to give. Stay in position and be solid on D.
Thank you so much for that, Mike. And yeah, Manitoba on defense here, they're going to need a stop. They're still down one possession, but Westman can put the dagger away if they can burn some clock here and knock down a jump shot.
And what a game it's been. It has been a game of runs. It has been a game of both of these teams showing how they like to play and responding to each other's adjustments. And now, here we are. What a situation here with 27 seconds left. The Bisons hit a huge 3 to cut it to 2. And so now we're going to see, can the Bisons overtake? Can they get the lead? Or will the Westmen put the dagger in the hearts of Manitoba?
Huge possession for both teams here. The crowd into this game. And they're going to turn it over. Oh, they're going to retain possession. It looks like they threw it out of bounds, but looked like a Manitoba defender.
Yeah, Manitoba once again with that full court press, not giving them any chance, not giving them any space. They really thought, Obasoto did, that they had the turnover right away, and that would have been a huge boost, maximizing time. Just unfortunate, doesn't go their way. Once again, going into that timeout, both of these teams here are just going to scheme up their best. Shep and Rainbow, this is their head-to-head right here, and it's exciting, it's wonderful, it's awesome to watch.
What else do you expect other than a close contest here at Investors Group Athletic Center between both these two teams?
Yeah.
Westman have the lead right now, but this is a huge game for both teams as they're going to end the break on a high note if they can win this one. And the Bisons, do they ever need this one? They don't want to fall back down to 500.
No, I mean, we talked about it in the first half, how much this win would mean for either team should they come out on top. Going into the second half, going into the Christmas break, I mean, yeah, what a treat. And Christmas break, it's been a gift as fans to watch this game. And yeah, Westman, Bisons, when they play, it's going to be exciting basketball. It's a wonder to watch. And yeah, the intensity is here. The crowd is a little bit more quiet right now, but like I said before, I think it's just because that intensity is being felt. Nobody wants to get too eager, over aggressive here. I'm sure as one big play is made, this crowd will erupt.
A huge game for both teams, and not just for the standings, but for the psychology of both these teams. This is the most important games on their schedule, their game against the Westmen. So huge down the stretch here.
Yeah, whoever wins this game is going to come out of the arena with high heads.
Jarrow now being double teamed. Good confidence from him there. Shot clock winding down. Gordo, step back, jump shot. He's going to miss. Manitoba with an opportunity here.
Keeping his hand up to force the missed shot. Great defense.
Lenz going to his left hand. Acrobatic tip in from O'Hara.
O'Hara, finally, there he is once again, proving how good he is with the tip in to tie it up.
Jarrow from half court, not going to get it to fall. We're going to have an overtime possession, or an overtime here. What a play.
This is amazing. Yeah, what a play altogether. Lenz with just the calmness, with such little time, bringing the ball up, the nice aggressive drive, and then O'Hara, who forced the missed shot on one end, is there with the tip, and we've got a tie game here, folks, going into overtime, 67-67. I mean, it's a wonderful game.
What a tip in from O'Hara. He had a very quiet first half, a very quiet game in general, but showing up big because, you know, he was in foul trouble early, and obviously he had to come out of the game, not playing big minutes there because of the fouls.
And that may have proven to be really good for them because the Westmen were not prepared for it. Kieran O'Hara just being great there to tip the ball and then tie this game up.
67-67 as we go into overtime. We're going to be back here in about 90 seconds on Canada West TV, CBC Sports, and TELUS.
Drink bottle still. The right fuel.
In Manitoba, the storm doesn't wait. The cold is sharp. The wind, it bites. Thunder, it claps. For us, we face it head on. That's what Bisons do. This is how we represent Manitoba. Horns up, shoulder to shoulder. We don't run from it. We charge through it. Every fight, every storm, we face together as one herd.
Overtime session, be smart with the basketball, be smart with your possessions, and also emphasizing that the herd have the momentum after tying this game, rolling with that and capitalizing on that.
Thanks so much for that, Mike. Yeah, that's a great point from Coach Shep, that you can't get it all in one possession. It's still 5 minutes left to go in this game, barring another overtime. But
absolutely, yeah. And Kirby Shep realizing in the moment, look, that was great. Awesome, exciting basketball to end that quarter there and take it into OT. But yeah, it's 5 minutes. We have time. Be calm. Do not get ahead of yourself.
Jarrow from outside. Can't get that one to fall. He's cooled down a bit since being red hot. He's had 23 points. He's been stuck at that number for a bit. But, I mean, he's been getting doubled like crazy.
He's been getting doubled. They've been making it harder on him to hit those shots. And, like, yeah, that's not a great miss. Or, sorry, yeah, it's not a great miss off the front iron. But he likes those shots, and he can make those shots. So even though, yes, it's great for the Bisons that he's cooled down a bit, and they've done a good job sort of limiting his offensive output since he went really crazy there. But if he keeps taking those shots, he will make them at some point.
Hop step from Nagudi down low. Can't get that one to fall. Watts, what strength on the offensive glass.
Yeah, Watts, as he's falling down, controlling, and then while falling down, passing it out to his teammate to keep the possession alive.
Lenz picks up his dribble, turns it over. Ugba with the steal. Emmanuel Ugba now coming down in transition. It's going to get deflected by O'Hara out of bounds.
Yeah, and we mentioned how the Westman now aren't using Malachi Alexander as he's out for this game, and Emmanuel Ugba has just been so good for them. I mean, 10 points, he's in double digits, he's shooting 4 for 12, he's shooting the ball pretty well at around 40% from the field, and he's just making great emphasis and great use of the time he has and the opportunities he has.
Shot from Ryan Luke from way outside.
Yeah, Ryan Luke once again making his presence known. That brings him up to 9 points on the game. That's his first and only three-point shot attempt, and it couldn't have come at a better time.
Watts now turns it over. A few sloppy turnovers from the Bisons in this overtime.
Yeah, and I'm sure Shep is on the sideline just re-emphasizing what we heard from Mike there with the sideline report. Just calm down, just play calm. There's no need to get ahead of ourselves.
Gordo now. Skip pass. Ugba in the corner. Gonna get poked away from Nagudi.
Yeah, Nagudi there just trying to disrupt this Westman offense as much as he can. Obviously, you'd like to just have the turnover, but still being able to disrupt their plays, disrupt their schemed up stuff is still really good. And once again, they're just poking the ball out.
Nagudi making his presence felt defensively. Luke's shot blocked from O'Hara.
And see, that's why that's so good. Because when you get them off script, now they're not just executing their offense. They have to get settled in and then execute their offense. They have to do it way quicker. And so when you disrupt these passing lanes like that, that's how you give your teammates opportunities to close out and tip those shots like O'Hara did and force the shot clock violation.
Great defense on that sequence from Manitoba, making all sorts of plays, but it's going to come down to what they do offensively, as they have not scored yet in this overtime.
Yeah, down by 3, going to need a huge bucket.
Stops on a dime. Obasoto, nice float, nice touch off the glass.
Yeah, Obasoto there with smooth. He's a smooth operator down there. He loves that elbow, and you can see why, because he's just so good at it. I mean, that was just pure control, pure manipulation with the ball in his hands, and that's just, yeah, like you said, great touch.
1 point game now. Westman with the lead. Gonna work it around. Ugba going to his left. Good defense underneath from Obasoto.
Yeah, and Kieran O'Hara there to make up for the, or sorry, to add on to the great defense there by Obasoto by crashing the glass and just ending that possession.
Nagudi can't corral that one. Lenz turns it over. Manitoba not taking care of the ball in this overtime.
Yeah, a bit of a miscommunication there between those two players.
Under 3 minutes to go in this overtime. 1 point game, Westman with possession. Gordo looking to find Jarrow. Jarrow now attacking to his right hand.
Yeah, just barely out of the reach of Nagudi there.
Shot clock winding down. Ugba, open three. Can't get that one to fall. Tipped out of bounds. Westman going to retain possession.
Yeah, good execution there offensively from the Westmen. Just trying to collapse the defense of the Bisons. Manitoba doing a good job responding, not making it easy. Overall, good basketball there on both sides on that possession.
Under 2 minutes now. Jarrow on the sideline out of bounds. He's going to get the ball, working the pick and roll. Switched on to Nagudi. Gordo again from three, rims out. Over the back from Mensah. Or sorry, they're going to call the foul on Darren Watts underneath on the box out.
Yeah,
saying he was hooking him.
Oh. Yeah, well, I mean, physical boxing out here from both teams. Not the result you want to have if you're Manitoba. Once again, just not being able to generate offensive opportunities, whether it's a turnover or a foul there. But I just want to talk about the take there from Gordo. I mean, if he can hit that shot, we talked about he can hit his threes, and when he's hot, he's hot. That's how he started out this game, and so I like that kind of confident take there on the step back.
Jarrow now. Nagudi switched on to him. Westman looking to get it down low. Luke on the inside, gets it to Stewart underneath. Another foul on the ground from Manitoba. Battling so hard. It's going to be the fourth foul of this overtime for the Bisons.
Yeah, and so though that's another foul on number 9, Darren Watts there, and that should bring him up to 4, I believe. Getting him a bit closer to that foul or to that foul out territory, something you don't want to see, but that's bound to happen in a physical overtime game like this. When the game just goes longer, you're more likely going to get fouls more.
Gordo operating underneath against Lenz. Hook shot, can't get it to fall. Westman still with the rebound. Stewart fighting on the inside, gets the finish to go.
Yeah, Donald Stewart, what a skilled player he is. They're fighting through, what, 3 Bisons to get the offensive board, and then another physical uptake there and just the right amount of touch to get a clutch bucket.
Pressure is on for the Manitoba Bisons, down 3 in overtime. Athletic take from Watts. He's going to get fouled underneath, continuing to be aggressive.
Yeah, Watts with the nice little under reverse there. Wasn't able to get the right amount of power on it for it to be close to an and one, but still going through the contact and drawing the and one, putting his team at the line, calming things down here, slowing it down here for the Bisons. Good shake there.
Issue here with the jersey.
Yeah, some kind of a, I don't know what was going on there with Obasoto, but now Tong's going to come into the game. Some of these Westman fans are really feeling it, trying to distract Watts as much as they can, just stomping on these bleachers and banging on the chairs to create as much noise as possible. That's the kind of energy you love to see from fans.
Watts can't get that one to go on the first. Crucial free throws here, down 3 points, just over a minute to go in overtime. Watts misses the second. Ugba skies up there for the rebound. Huge free throws missed for the Bisons. Westman now with a 3-point lead.
Under a minute.
Under a minute, a real chance here. A nice float off the rim. O'Hara smartly hits that one off the rim.
Yeah,
FIBA rules.
FIBA rules, absolutely. Understanding the game there and just making the play for his team. Huge defensive play there from O'Hara.
Huge play here. Ugba driving, falls down. They're going to get the Bisons on the foul. That's going to be their 5th foul.
And Shep's not happy with it. He doesn't agree with the call whatsoever. He just thinks it's physical basketball. Tong was playing good on-ball defense there. Unfortunate that, and as we have a player down here for the Westman, seems like he's just trying to stretch it out. You hope for the best. You don't want to see that kind of stuff this late in the game. That's Ugba there.
Ugba on the ground, a bit shaken up
and
here.
He's back up now, yeah. See, Ugba's a tough player, obviously. It seemed to me like he was just trying to stretch it out. Sometimes you just need to take a second, and it's totally fine. Glad to see him up because he's a wonderful player, and he's been playing great so far this game. He's been awesome to watch.
Definitely a bit shaken up there. He's going to still step to the line here. Huge free throws for the Westmen. They can really take control of this game if they knock down both. 5-point game, 2-possession game.
Only 34 seconds to go. Obviously, that's not unsurmountable, or insurmountable rather, for the Bisons as they head into a timeout now. But yeah, if you're Manitoba, you're hoping that they miss some of these or both of these free throws.
Manitoba going to take a timeout here. We're going to be back in about a minute here on Canada West TV.
In Manitoba, the storm doesn't wait. Cold is sharp. The wind, it bites. Thunder, it claps. For us, we face it head on. That's what Bisons do. This is how we represent Manitoba. Horns up, shoulder to shoulder. We don't run from it. We charge through it. Every fight, every storm, we face together. As one herd.
Calm in that huddle, still very collected. No nervousness in the Bison's timeout at all coming out of the break.
Thanks so much for that, Mike. Still on the sideline report. 35 seconds to go here. 2 free throws for Emmanuel Ugba and the Winnipeg Wesmen. A chance to go up 5 here.
Yeah, not a lot shocked here, am I, to hear that the Bisons are just unfazed by the situation at hand right now. They're a very calm team. I've said that a few times. They will handle any deficit with any amount of time left with composure to keep themselves in this game. Westman also using those same philosophies of calm and coolness to try and close out this very tightly contested overtime matchup.
Ugba steps up huge, knocks down both free throws. 2-possession game here. Bisons need a quick bucket. Watts quickly down the lane, gets fouled.
Yeah, Watts understands that he needs to get points and needs to get it quick. If he can do it and stop the clock while doing it, then that's even better. He takes the physical contact, puts himself at the line. Got to make 2, though.
Watts, huge free throws for him. Missed his last 2, but he can step up huge. If he can knock down these ones, he knocks down the first.
Yeah, he knows it too.
Massive free throw here. 25 seconds to go in overtime. Bison's down 4. Hits the second.
Yeah, clutch free throws there from Darren Watts here.
3-point game now. Manitoba gonna deny at all costs this entry. Jarrell's gonna turn it over. Bisons with the ball. Obasoto underneath. He's gonna get fouled. A shot at 2 more free throws.
Absolutely, and Obasoto just doing it once again on the defensive side of the ball. An impeccable on-ball defender. The awareness, the IQ, and the ability just to poke the ball out there. Absolutely great stuff there from number 7.
Huge free throws here for Obasoto. Can't get the first to go.
Unfortunate.
Just rims out. Super unfortunate for the Bisons. A second free throw for Obasoto to cut it to 2 points. Can't hit the second. O'Hara with the board. Huge rebound for him. Lenz now. Watts with it. 4-3. Can't get that one to fall. Air ball. for the Bisons. Huge shot missed there for the Bisons. Westman get the stop.
Yeah, Bisons had a few opportunities there to make something. Obviously, you want to see both free throws hit. Unfortunately, they both just not the right amount of touch, just couldn't go down. And then O'Hara with a great rebound and some opportunities there by Lenz out to Watts. Really just unfortunate stuff by the Bison that they're not able to capitalize on the chance there.
Manitoba had a lot of chances at that. Missed both free throws. O'Hara grabs the rebound. Lenz had an opportunity at it. Good defense, they shut him off, kicks it to Watts, but can't convert on the three-point shot. And Winnipeg gonna have another chance here to really put the dagger in this game. Up 3 with the ball, but I mean, they turned it over on the last inbound.
Absolutely, like the Bisons have shown a couple of times now that they can generate quick turnovers here with that press, with Obasoto on Jarrow like that. The first time around, it ended up being called in favor of the Westmen, but that second time there, they did it again. I mean, yes, it seems very difficult, and it will be for the Bisons if they are to tie this game up. But it's not over, folks. It's not over. It never is when these two teams go head-to-head.
I've seen much crazier things happen on a basketball court.
Absolutely.
Winnipeg with the ball, still one possession game. Manitoba gonna need a quick turnover or a quick foul here. Obviously going for the steal first.
Yeah, obviously. Bisons here going to press hard. They're not going to give them any space. They're not going to let them breathe one bit. They're just going to be in their face and try to generate as much pressure as they can. Westman here are just trying to move around and maneuver and create that space for themselves.
Ugba trying to get it in. Can't find anyone. Gordo's wide open. Gordo now running away from Watts. He's going to get fouled.
Yeah, that's a good, smart play there from Gordo. He could have taken that three or he could have driven to the hoop, but he understands the main objective right now is to eat as much clock and to generate a foul here. Good for him to put himself at the line and extend this lead into possibly 2 possessions with less than 10 seconds to go.
If Westman can knock down their free throws here, they will not give Manitoba a real good shot, and that's going to extend it to a 4-point game. Huge for the Westmen. Manitoba needs a miss here. Gets it to go. 5-point game. Watts racing down the floor. He's going to turn it over. What a play from Stewart underneath. And Westman are going to get the victory on this one. Winnipeg Westmen get the win. A thriller here at Investors Group Athletic Center.
Absolutely, just great basketball, great game to watch, and a blessing to call here. And then, yeah, the Westmen able to outlast the Bisons just by being consistent and knowing where to be and when to be. For me, that's a big thing. These guys were in the right positions more often to me than the Bisons were. Obviously, Jarrow with that hot hand, but then you have other guys stepping up big when you really need them to. Ugba with 12 points, Stewart with 13, hitting 2 threes. There's also guys like Ashton Wamalia, who's 2 for 4, 6 points, but 8 rebounds, came up big for them. The Bisons, I mean, a game that goes to overtime, that's not a bad performance at all. The Bisons were wonderful themselves. Darren Watts with 20, 1 short of that 1,000. He'll be looking to get that in the second half, but then Brant Lenz was once again continuing his consistent streak, stepping up in the absence of Mason Krause. He had 18. Then he had Tong with giving him good minutes. Obasoto was wonderful on all-ball defense. It was just a great matchup head-to-head here, and the Westmen are able to extend their IGAC winning streak.
Yeah, Westman continuing to dominate in this building. Manitoba still without a victory against the Westmen here since 2021, and what a battle in this one. Overtime sent from Kieran O'Hara with the tip in, a huge shot from Lenz. What a battle for Manitoba.
Absolutely, and if this is just how the one-time matchup heading into the Christmas break is, just imagine how good the Duckworth is going to be.
Exactly, super excited for that. And yeah, both teams short-handed today, battled, but still Winnipeg gets the victory. 5 points, 76-71 for the Winnipeg Westmen. Huge victory. They improved to 7-3 heading into the break. Manitoba falls to 5-5. It's been an absolute pleasure on Canada West TV.
The honor's been all mine, Dan. I appreciate it very much.
We've been live on CBC Sports and TELUS Optic. What a pleasure. We're signing out here.